Thanks to the support as a channel member, Harold Rotmo. Well, we've lost more games than we've won since returning to the Premier League. Didn't get done what we wanted to get done on transfer deadline day. And today we're away against Manchester United. I'm loving being back in the Premier League. It's super duper. Hello, welcome to part 37 of Saving Man City. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that big away game against Manchester United in the Premier League. We're also at home against Leicester. Since you were last with me, we have won a couple of matches. We beat Aston Villa. We beat Everton. We did get knocked out of the Moose Cup in the second round, though, and also lost to Leeds in the Premier League, which leaves the Premier League table looking like this, which, if this is where it ended, if we finished 12th this season, that would be absolutely fine. If we finished between Liverpool and Manchester United and only 3 places below Arsenal, that would be a phenomenal season. Erling Haaland already has 11 goals for Chelsea after 5 matches, which is a lot of goals. We did do a little bit of business on transfer deadline day, not the really significant stuff we were hoping to do, unfortunately. We did sell Obavwudu to Southampton for an upfront fee of £10.25 million, rising to £15.75 million. We've also sold name in the game guy Russ Eddy, who has gone to... I'll never be able to tell you. Russ Eddy has gone to Stoke for £650,000, having been on loan at various non-league clubs for the last few years. We did find a centre-back. He's not quite the top-tier one we were hoping to find, but hopefully he'll become that. Travis Akamia is a 21-year-old English centre-back. He's 6'4", and you can't teach that. And he's on loan from Chelsea until the end of the season. Previously was at QPR in the Championship last year, Peterborough in League One the year before. And we do have a £2.2 million fee agreed for after he's played 20 games, which he almost certainly will, because he's our best right-sided centre-back that we've got at the club. So I think that's actually potentially a little bit of a steal if you look at what his current value is. I am hoping that means he signs for us permanently. I never really understand these loan options. Comment section, please let me know if I've balls this up massively and we're just going to give them £2.2 million after he's played 20 games and not get him permanently. Then I'll be really sad. But I think that means we get him permanently. We agreed a contract with him. And the fact that we agreed a contract with him usually indicates he's coming in permanently. And then on deadline day, we brought Ricardo Di Gasperi back on loan for a 3rd season on loan with us. He is a fully fledged wonder kid now. He is considered the 2nd best player at the club on current ability behind Caballero. So it seems silly not to bring him back. We didn't necessarily need another left back, but what we did need is bodies through the door. And both Kenzegulov, who is 6'6", remember, and Norrington Davies can both play centre-back, so can provide some extra cover there for us. It means we've got a squad going into this section of the season of 24 players, because we don't count Gumedi because he doesn't have a work permit, but 24 players is certainly better than where we were when I was panicking, because we only had 19. It's not quite the most balanced squad we could have. We could probably do with another central midfielder. Jaden Heskey is in the first team squad to fill that gap. But I think we should be okay. This should be a squad capable of staying in the Premier League, I hope. Touch wood. The finances are a mess, but projected to improve, so we're not going to worry too much about that, although we are going to fail European FFP, but we're not going to qualify for Europe, so we don't need to worry about that either. We're on course to pass Premier League FFP, but within our wage budget. I think that side of things is probably okay as well. Still no new stadium, though, which is frustrating. So this is a team that we're sending across the city to Old Trafford. We've got Stolazic in goal, a back four of Kenzegulov, Hyam, Akamia, and back Patino at the base of the midfield. Fiorini and McAtee ahead of him. Sulemana and Philogene out wide with Caballero up front. People were shouting out for a new look defence for the Premier League, and I imagine panicking on that first day of the season when it was very much last season's defence. But the only survivor from last year in that back 5 is Hyam, although having Patino back at the base of the midfield. I know there's going to be questions asked, but the problem I've got is I think Patino is probably best in the Mazzala role, but McAtee is also best in the Mazzala role, and they're like 2 of our best 5 players. I would like to be able to play them both which is what we're doing today. I don't know if they work like this because Patino really doesn't fit. Although this is where we signed him to play, he just can't do the defending side of being a defensive midfielder. Neither of them can really play as a box-to-box midfielder. We'd be better off with Aiden probably in front of the back four, but I'd like to think I've upgraded the back four enough to maybe not need to do that and allow us to play Patino and McAtee together in the same team. We will see what happens, I guess. I suppose away against Manchester United wasn't a day to effectively play without a holding midfielder, but that's what we're doing, and hopefully Patino will put in a fantastic performance and we'll pretend we never had this conversation and all will be fine. But it is, why have they got 5 letters in their name abbreviation? What is the T for? Anyone know what the T is for? MUFTC. No idea what the T is for in there. That's a weird one. But it is United on the attack, and Stolazic has completely missed that and been saved by Finn Back, who's got it across to cover. But Stolazic just flapping at that like he's James Trafford and not getting anywhere near it. And it's a corner for Manchester United. Fernandes to take, and I think we're going to scramble this clear. Philogene with the clearance, and then he went to close down the guy who followed in on it as well. So good defensive work from him. Ideally, he wouldn't be in the team, but I mean, he's doing all right. I think I would like a new right winger, but at the moment we're kind of playing a variety of different options there, trying to find someone who can make that position their own. It's not Caballero, I don't think, which is a little bit of a shame because I did have that dream of playing him and Liam Delap in the same team. Delap scored a hat-trick recently as well, so Delap is doing all right for Premier League goal scoring. Delap got a hat-trick. But Caballero got Premier League Young Player of the Month. So we've got 2 very good strikers who, again, similar to Patino and McAtee, they both want to play in the same position. And I haven't yet been able to work out a way to get them both into the same team. I mean, the logical way to get them both into the same team would be to switch to a diamond, because then we could play Caballero and Delap up front. You could have McAtee in the attacking midfield, Patino as the Mezzala behind him, and then still play a real defensive midfielder. It does mean sacrificing width and sacrificing Sulemana from the team. But now we've got Di Gaspari back again. We have got some very good attacking wing backs. So we could potentially switch to that system. Shall we do it now? Is that stupid? We're doing it. We haven't even trained it, but we're doing it. So what I'm thinking is we do something like this, and then have a pressing forward and an advanced forward. So that way you have Delap there, and you bring Ali Bashir, who can come on and play there. That way you get Patino, McAtee, Delap, and Caballero all in the team, all playing in their best position. Which that feels like a good thing. We can bring Di Gasperi on as well. He's only just arrived back at the club, but we know how good he is. He's been here for 2 years. I have no idea if that's going to work, but just mulling it over now as we're playing the match, it seems like a way to get those players all in their best roles, although Patino is now going to have to come off because he is getting tired, so we'll drop McAtee back in there and Farias can come on, and Caballero's not having his best ever day playing as a footballer, so Ricky J. Jones is going to come on and play centre forward for the final 10 minutes, which he's very rarely done since being at the club. Although Di Gasperi's in, I thought it was actually Caballero, but it's Di Gasperi, returned to the club just a couple of days ago on deadline day. He's re-debuting for the 3rd time, and he has scored away against Manchester United. That is potentially huge. Caballero couldn't quite get there. Are we doing our first tactical switch in years? Are we going to the diamond? Ooh, I mean, we've accidentally put together a team that it fits perfectly. The only player who doesn't really fit is Sulemana. Is that how you say his name? But all the other wide players can either play centre forward or central midfield. And we've just gone to Old Trafford and won a football match. Come on then, everybody. Let's get this system training. Let's clear that slot, get a diamond in here. I'll do that off camera because you've already seen me put it together once. I guess we'll do this off camera. But we're going to go and beat Leicester with it now, and it's going to be lovely. So here we go then. We are trying the diamond from the start against Leicester. This is a Leicester team who are 10th in the league, so mid-table with us. And there are a few changes to the team. As a result, Liam Delap picked up a knock midweek, which is not ideal. But it's Stolzic in goal, Di Gasperi in Britain then coming at fullback, and Bete coming back in at centre-back alongside Akamea. Aiden comes back in at the base of the midfield, but we can have Patino moving further forward alongside Deli Bashiru. Farias gets the nod ahead of McAtee as the attacking midfielder, because McAtee, actually looking at it, has had a terrible season so far. Not enjoying the step up back to the Premier League, whereas Farias has. So Farias can come in and play in his preferred role, which I don't think he's ever got to do for us before. And then we are going for Delap and Caballero up front. And those two are the main motivation behind us switching to this system. Now, the one problem we've got is we don't really have a backup for those two as striker. Looking at the bench, it would be Ricky J. Jones, Philogene, maybe McAtee, who came on to play centre-back if we stayed with two up top. So I think as and when Delap or Caballero need to come off, we probably then need to look to switching back to a one-striker system. But that's something we can address in January. If we decide this is what works and we need to get these two boys playing together more, we can go out and get another striker if money allows. Even if it's bringing someone in on loan, maybe Ibrahim can come in on loan from Arsenal again and just be an extra body in the squad, a guy to come off the bench to compete with those two. He's obviously been a part of the team for the last couple of years, so would know how to, I was going to say knows how we play. We're going to be playing differently, but we'll obviously know a lot of the boys, which has got to be good when it comes to things like team dynamics, not rocking the boat too much with a mid-season change. But that's all reliant on this system actually working. So if we get hammered here against Leicester, and we just forget it, and the Manchester United game gets chalked off as a fluke, just us playing out of our skin in a local derby, and we did only switch to the system with 20 minutes to go. If we get battered here today, then maybe it doesn't have the defensive oomph that it needs for a Premier League team. It is I find it interesting that I've decided to switch to a two-striker system, having hit the Premier League as underdogs. Although Patino, I think, has won a penalty here. So there's your benefit of getting Charlie Patino involved further forward. He's won us a penalty, hopefully, unless the VAR. He has won us a penalty. He's also scored a couple of goals for us already this season. He does get very involved further forward. He seems better suited for that Mezzala role than McAtee does in this current team. Although Liam Delap, frustratingly, not able to convert the penalty, and we're trying to find a way to work a shot here from the follow-up. The highlight hasn't just ended, but I suspect it's going to in a moment because the ball has ended up going out for a throw-in. That was an opportunity to get us back into the game there, and I'm a little sad that we didn't take it. But we've got the ball again here, and it's with Aiden, and now Akamea, the new boy, at centre-back, and Aiden again, and Patino involved further forward. Lovely little attempted pass in behind for Caballero to chase. I am a big Charlie Patino fan. He is running this team at the moment. And there he is again. Lovely through ball to Delap. Caballero square of him. He can find him, and he does. And that's our two boys working together up front. I mean, that goal literally comes from the tactical change. That is Patino playing it in for Delap. And Delap, for the first time in his Manchester City career, has a strike partner and can square it to him. And we grab the goal. I'm a genius. That's a football goal. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now we just need to capitalise on that and go on and beat Leicester. We could end this episode in the European qualification spots. Maybe that FFP thing will become significant. We'll qualify for Europe and not be allowed to play in it. Oh, my word. Right, it's Leicester on the attack. I might be getting a little ahead of myself. Leicester with the shot from range, and Stolzic didn't move for it, but luckily didn't need to because it went way, he didn't go way over, it kind of skimmed to the top of the crossbar, but let's not get down about it, eh? Delap coming very deep. He can do that now. He's kind of the second striker, although they're both on an attack instruction. He's the pressing forward, playing with an advanced forward. So Caballero is playing slightly ahead of him. So Delap becoming more of that link-up man alongside Farias, and Caballero now doing some running, and he's been played in behind again here, and it's Caballero, and that's a shame that he's not been able to find the back of the net there, but he has looked very lively today. The other thing to bear in mind, of course, with this tactical switch is Caballero is probably only here for a year. He's effectively a loan that we're going to make a profit on because of that release clause. Unless we can get him to sign a contract extension in January that removes the release clause, he is almost certainly going to be leaving us as soon as someone decides to just stump up less than £20 million for him, which probably isn't going to take too long. And then we have to go and find a new strike partner for Delap or go back to what we've been doing for the last 5 years. Farias playing it back to Mbete and Aiden and now Deli Bashiru. This is some lovely football. Nice, quick, crisp, short passing as we look to find a gap for a forward pass. And there is the gap for the forward pass. We pulled everyone out of position. Delap probably should be looking to play Caballero in there. I can understand why he's decided he needs to try and get a goal for himself. He wants to continue being the main man, but Caballero was in a better position ahead of him, and Delap probably could have taken advantage of that. This time he does play it forward looking for Caballero, but it was a big looping ball forward. That's not really the kind of thing you want to play to a young, pacey striker who's going to want the ball over the top to chase. That one was more an aerial battle that he was always going to lose, and now Leicester counter-attacking, and between Stolazic and Mbete, they've got that covered, and it remains 1-1 as we continue to progress into this second half. It's Caballero now. Got absolutely no one supporting him, but their clearance finds Deli Bashiru. Now Caballero's in behind, plays it across to Delap. He's returned the favour when he probably shouldn't have done. I mean, he was one-on-one with the goalkeeper on the edge of the 6-yard box. Just shoot from there, young man. Goodness me. Aiden with the corner. We know he can hit a good corner. That one wasn't necessarily it, but he's got another opportunity here from De Gasperi, but the highlight ends. And look at our XG. I know we've got a penalty in there, but we have been all over Leicester today. We're actually being let down a little bit by our finishing, and Akamia with the transfer. His first goal for Manchester City, and his header goes ever so slightly wide from the corner. We are looking good today. We're playing very, very well, but we do need another goal. We need a finisher. It's time to bring James McAtee into the fray. He's going to come in that Mazzala role a little bit deeper than Farias. And I think we're actually going to bring, in fact, we're going to bring Fiorini in there, and we're going to put McAtee there. And we'll do that. It allows Fiorini to play a little bit more further forward than he's usually got to in his Manchester City career. And Norrington Davies can come on at left back. And we're going to offer a little bit of encouragement and hope that adding a little bit of energy into a little bit more energy, fresh energy into the midfield can create that extra chance that we need to finish this game off. This midfield is getting tired. They are having to do a lot of running, a lot of closing down, and we don't have a lot of depth in there. So this could be a problem. We're going to bring Mundell on. He's going to play in behind with McAtee dropping to there, and then I think we bring on Hyam to play centre-back alongside Akamia, who is tiring. Everybody is suffering a little bit. It's a more high-intensity system than the one we've been playing. It's based on the gegenpress rather than the tiki-taka that we've been using, and you can tell we're not used to it. Everyone's been shattered, but we played very well early on. We're unlucky not to win there. That has been an acceptable couple of matches in this episode as we continue to push towards our mid-table finish. 10 points on the board already. We're quarter of the way to avoiding relegation. Beautiful stuff. If you enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much for watching.